Hello students, welcome to our channel of Nagesh Karasgi Orchid School. My name is Kajal Kulkarni and I am going to teach grade 5 SST. In our last session we had seen about transportation. So we had seen that we have three main transportations, that is roadways, railways, waterways and seaways, right? So railways and roadways, they come under roadways. In that we had seen that the first invention was the wheel, how the wheel was invented, right? Then earlier people were using, how they used to transport or how they used to move from one place to another. So they used to move barefoot, means they had to travel walking, and they were not having any source of transportation. Then they invented the wheel. And how they did they design something? No, they just cut the log of tree, a very huge tree, they just cutted it, and that round circle they found that it moves from one place to another, it just rolls out. So they use that logs for their carts. They put those logs or those wheels to the cart, but they were not sitting on it, and they used to take the things, what load was there, they used to keep it on that and they used to take it. Then the second invention was the steam engine, right? The steam engine, when the steam engine was invented, who invented it? Who designed it? James Watt, yes. And Thomas Newcomen, he was the first person who practically made the steam engine. Okay, so this steam engine, when it came, then it was possible to transport heavy loads from one place to another. See, as I told you all that export, when we are now, India is exporting a huge number of agricultural products, you may say n number of things. India is exporting many things now. So how it has been exported from one country to another country with the help of transportation. So in that case, it may be through ship or through airways. Okay, so then came the steam engine. Then steam engine, as they introduced that, then that steam engine was used in the ship. Now when they started using the steam in the ship, what happened? The capacity of the ship increased, and due to that, what happened? Lots of goods were exported with the help of ship. Then next, now at present days we have modern means of transportation. What do we have? Do we travel in carts? No. Do we use horses, donkeys, elephants to move from one place to another? No. We have cars, buses, metro railways, we have trains, we have buses, we have cars, we have our own two-wheeler, that is motorcycle. Yes, so these are the modern transportations, modern techniques of transportation. So to move from one place to another, now if I want to move from here to from Sholapur to Turzapur, so I may take a bike or a car or by bus, right? Then if I want to go from Sholapur to Delhi or to Mumbai, I will take the train. That is much more convenient for me, right? Then if I want to go from India to US, how I will move? I will use air transport, right? So these are the modern facilities of transportation, and due to this modern facilities, the transportation or the movement have speeded up, means the thing moving from one place to another or shifting from one place to another, it has gone very fast. Okay, so in our last session we had seen till roadways. Now roadways in India has developed in roadways. See, earlier we were not having flyovers or we were not having any highways, but now we are having many highways and many flyovers, right? So what is happening due to this? When we have this flyovers and highways, the means the cars or the buses, they can move very fast at very speed, means they don't have any traffic, they don't get any traffic or any obstacle when they are moving. Okay, so due to this highways and flyovers, what has happened? The transporting has become very fast. Then these highways, I will again show you the image of that. Here, this flyovers, can you see this flyover? These flyovers, they are not having sharp bends or they are not having any curves, right? See, they are not having any sharp bends or no curves. They are straight, and you can see they are having many lanes, means the highway is very broad. It is not narrow. So the vehicles are moving in the opposite. One is moving in this direction, the other one is moving in the other direction, means they are moving in opposite direction, and you can see there are so many lanes here wherein they can move very fast. Okay, then if I want to get down from the flyover, there are villages down here, right? So if I want to get down from the flyover, there is a divide, means there is one division wherein the vehicle can move or take down and move to the required place, right? So due to this, now we can say the roads are very much developed in India. See this, India is rapidly developing the national highway network. The Golden Quadrilateral consists of highways that join the 4 metros, Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata. See, in India, if I want to move from one place to another, what I will take? I may take train, but train is also a source of roadways, right? So I can also take a car, private vehicle, that is a car, and move from Mumbai to Delhi. Yes, so how it is connecting? It is connecting with the help of the highways. Now we will start with railways. In most countries, trains are the most important means of transport for people and goods. They can efficiently move a large number of people over long distances. They are also very useful for moving bulky goods from one place to another. In India, the first railway train ran between Bombay, now Mumbai, and Thane about 150 years ago in 1853. Today, India has one of the largest railway networks in Asia and the 4th largest in the world. The Shatabdi and Rajdhani trains have peak speeds of over 100 kilometers per hour. See, now what it is said, that trains in India has a network, a large or huge network of railways. See, in Mumbai, from one place to another place, you must have heard about local trains, right? So if the local trains, due to rain or due to some other reason, the local trains have been stopped, then what happens? The people, they are not able to travel from one place to another, or they get stuck where they are, right? So you must have seen now at present there are heavy rains there. So due to that, the trains are not moving. So what will happen? The lifeline. It is said that the trains are the lifeline of Mumbai. Why? Because they are connecting the people from one place to another. Okay. So railway, they play a very important role in the means of transportation. Then India, as it is said that India is the largest, means it is the 4th largest in the world for railway networks. Okay, and the first train which ran in Bombay, which is now called as Mumbai, earlier it was known as Bombay. So Bombay to Thane was the first train which moved, okay, in the year 1853. So India, what is happening now? Trains, if I want to take some goods, now as due to the lockdown or due to this corona, what is happening? The trains and everything for people, we have stopped it, right? So now if we will stop the train, how we will bring the material, food material or whatever requirement is there for the people, how we will transport it? So for this reason, what we have done or what our government has done, that they have started few limited trains wherein the goods are transported. So train can transport a very huge bulk quantity of goods. Okay, then next, the railway networks in Europe and North America are very well developed and the trains are faster than in India. Japan, France and Germany have trains running at over 300 kilometers an hour. France go through the Channel Tunnel. The tunnel is 40 meters below the seabed under the waters of the English Channel. See now, in Europe and America, the trains are very well developed, means they are much more faster than what the trains are in India. They run very fast, and in Japan, France and Germany, they run about 300 kilometers per hour, means the speed is like a bullet. And what in England they are having, see here, I will show this, the Eurostar coming out of the Channel Tunnel, where it is in England, and the tunnel is 40 meters below the seabed, means this tunnel is 40 meters below the seabed. Seabed means under the water. This tunnel is under the water, means the train is moving all the way under the water and then coming up on the ground. So it is so developed there that the people can move from one place to another in a friction of time. As it takes, in India it takes hardly too long time. If I want to go from Sholapur to Mumbai, it takes me around 8 hours. But if I will take the trains where England or France or America, they reach or they drop us at a very fast speed. So in India we are having two very special trains, that are Shatabdi and Rajdhani, wherein these trains move at a very fast speed, and that speed is 100 kilometers per hour. Whereas we have seen the train of France, Germany, they move at the speed of 300 kilometers, means 3 times they are moving much more faster. So this was all about railways. Now we will see about waterways. The early people made rafts to carry goods. They were soon replaced with boats. Then came the sailboats, which used the power of the wind to move. With the invention of the steam engine, water transport also underwent a revolution. About 200 years ago, ships driven by steam engines started replacing sailboats. Ships became larger and faster. Today, most ships are driven by diesel engines. Now, earlier, as I told, there were no boats, right? So what people used to do, they used to tie the logs of, or the bamboo, you can say the hollow bamboo. So they used to tie those bamboos and they used to make a raft of it. Raft means just tying 3 to 4 or 5 bamboos and make a plain raft of it, and they used to sail on that. Whenever they wanted to go for fishing or something, they used to use the rafts. Then came the boats. The sailboats came. Now how they used to sail it? They used to row the boats. Then as the days went, they invented means steam engine. The steam engine which was used for train, the same steam engine was put for ship. That was the very big revolution for water transport. Then the steam engine was replaced for sailboats. Okay, and then when this steam engine came, the transportation, it became means very large and fast. Means larger ships were made and it was very fast. So today, now at present, we can see the diesel engines which are also means used for ships, and they are having much more huge capacity to take the goods from one place to another. Most bulky goods such as food grains, mineral ores and petroleum are transported around the world by ships. Though ships are not very fast, a single ship can carry as much cargo as thousands of trucks or aircrafts. Today, most ships that carry goods are designed to carry only one type of goods, for example, food grains or petroleum. See, now this, due to the invention of steam engine or use of steam engine, what has happened? The size of the ship has increased, and as the size has increased, the capacity of holding the goods has also increased. So what it is saying, that the ships can carry at one time, it can take thousands of trucks loads in that one ship. See, those ships are called as cargo ships. I had explained you all in the first session. Those ships are known as cargo ships, and those cargo ships, what they do, they don't take people from one place to another. Those ships are used for transporting of goods. So now, nowadays, what it is done, if I want to send some vegetables, so the ships are designed in such a way that only the vegetables are being loaded on those ships. See, if I want to send vegetables and there is one means in that one ship, vegetables as well as petroleum is being sent. So what will happen? The petroleum, they may leak and they may mix in the vegetable and all those things may destroy. So now what is happening? These ships, they have bifurcated. Bifurcated means the food products are in one cargo and the petroleum products are in another cargo. So in this way they have bifurcated the things, and due to this, a huge number of food grains or petroleum is being exported from one place to another. Now these ships, they sail very slow. Their frequency means their moving speed is very slow. So it is a slow mode of transport, but it is what they do, if the food items are there, vegetables are there, then they have the cooling what we say containers. They have cooling containers wherein the fruits or the vegetables are like they are kept in refrigerator. How the refrigerator works, the same way those cargo ships work. Okay, so even though it takes so much of time, but still the food or the vegetables which are transported or which are exported, they remain fresh. Then transport by ship is also much cheaper than road or air transport. See, now as it takes more time to travel from one place to another, people, they try to minimize the thing, means to send the thing, as it takes so much of time. But it is cheaper. If I want to go from suppose I want to go to America, so I will take a plane or I will go by a ship. It is not possible to go by a ship. It is possible, it will take a long time, but the plane will drop me there in 24 hours, right? In one day. So due to this, no doubt if it is slow, but it is the cheapest mode of transportation. If I want to go by train, so train is much more cheaper than plane, right? But the ship is the cheapest mode of transportation. Next, see, you can see this oil tanker. This is the oil tanker wherein only the petroleum products are being transported. Okay. So same way we have vegetables. So in vegetables and fruit we have a container wherein there is a cooling facility. So those fruits and vegetables remain fresh in that. In this cargo, it is only for petroleum. Okay. Next. Okay. To make sea travel easier and faster, canals linking seas have been dug. They cut down the travel distance by almost half. The Suez Canal links the Mediterranean Sea with the Red Sea. Ships from India traveling to Europe now go through this canal. They no longer have to go around Africa to reach Europe. I will show you the map. Now how this is explained. See, from India, if the goods are to be transported to Europe, if this goods from here I want to send to Europe, it is near, right? But this canal is been made, it is made by human, means people have made this. So due to this, what has happened? This has helped to make the ship route more shorter. See, if I want to send from India I have to take such a big route, right? See, this is so long route. Yes or no? This is the longest route. But what they have done, they have made the canals. So Suez Canal is done. It links the Suez Canal links the Mediterranean Sea with the Red Sea. See here, this is the Suez Canal. Okay, so this helps the ship from traveling from India to Europe through this canal, and the transportation becomes fast due to this. See, if I will take from this route, it will be very long time, but due to this shortcut, I can send the goods very fast. The Panama Canal links the Pacific Ocean with the Atlantic Ocean. Ships going from Europe to Australia now go through the canal. Earlier, they had to go around South America. Again, I will show you the map. See, from now, where is the Panama Canal? Panama Canal is here. What they had to do? From moving, they had to send things to Australia. They used to go all the way from here. Okay, all the way from here they used to take a circle and then come to Australia. But with the help of Panama Canal, it becomes shortcut. Here they have made the canal here. Okay, see, earlier this was not there, only this part was there. So they had to move all the way here. So now what they have made the Panama Canal, which helps them to make it a short distance. Okay, so Australia, ships going from Europe to Australia now go through the canal. Earlier they had to go around South America. Earlier, see, they had to go such a big, they had to take a, here see, old sea route before canals were made. These canals were not there. So now these canals have been made, and with the help of this, the route is being shortened. India is surrounded by seas on three sides. Its long coastline has a number of ports such as Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Visakhapatnam, Cochin and Marmagao. A major portion of goods exported from India and imported into India are transported by ships. Within India, several rivers such as Brahmaputra and Ganga are used as waterways. Now, in India, if in India we see, India is surrounded three sides by water. See, you can see this India. So, it is three sides covered by water. So, there are many ports. Ports means where the ships can come and halt and they can unload all the goods what they have been imported. Okay, see, we are importing also and exporting also. Exporting means from India some goods are sent to the other country, and importing means what? Some goods from other country they are coming in our country. Okay, so India is surrounded three sides by water. So they are having many ports. Which are the ports? They are Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Visakhapatnam, Cochin and Marmagao. Okay. So major part means whatever is we get for here at the port. Now suppose at Mumbai, I want to send something from Mumbai to some other state. So we use the rivers which are in India, which are running in India. So Brahmaputra and Ganga are also used to transport goods internally in India. Okay, so I will stop here, and in our next session we will see about airways. Before that, I will show you one animation.
Early humans had to walk when they needed to go somewhere, however far the place may have been. Then they invented the wheel. The wheel revolutionized the way humans traveled. The second revolution, air transport, came with the invention of the steam engine. It now became possible to transport heavier loads much faster. The Wright brothers carried out the first successful flight in 1903. They managed to fly 6 kilometers in 5 minutes and 4 seconds in 1904. Over the past 50 years, new inventions have made the different means of transport faster than ever. Modern high-speed trains travel at more than 300 kilometers per hour, while some of the modern jet planes travel at over 1,500 kilometers per hour. Geography, as they say, is becoming history, and the earth is becoming a global village.
Okay, I will play it again, once again.
Early humans had to walk when they needed to go somewhere, however far the place may have been. Then they invented the wheel. The wheel revolutionized the way humans traveled. The second revolution, air transport, came with the invention of the steam engine. It now became possible to transport heavier loads much faster. The Wright brothers carried out the first successful flight in 1903. They managed to fly 6 kilometers in 5 minutes and 4 seconds in 1904. Over the past 50 years, new inventions have made the different means of transport faster than ever. Modern high-speed trains travel at more than 300 kilometers per hour, while some of the modern jet planes travel at over 1,500 kilometers per hour. Geography, as they say, is becoming history, and the earth is becoming a global village.
Okay, so here we will stop today, and in our next session we will see about airways. So what you have to do, read the chapter, underline the words, and if any difficulties we will solve it in Google Meet. Okay, thank you.